A lot of men make this mistake right here. They think if a woman gets quiet, if she pulls back, if she says, "I'm fine," then everything must really be fine. Let me tell you something. That is one of the biggest misunderstandings in relationships. Many women do not always express pain the same way men do. A man may get loud, frustrated, angry, or disappear into his own space. But a woman many times gets quiet. She starts holding things in. She keeps moving, keeps doing what needs to be done, keeps smiling when she has to. But inside, something is bothering her deeply. Now, listen carefully. When a woman becomes quiet, it does not always mean she is mad at you. It does not always mean she wants drama. Sometimes it means she is emotionally tired. Sometimes she has been carrying stress all day and doesn't know how to explain it. Sometimes she feels unappreciated, unseen, unheard, or overwhelmed by life itself. She may be dealing with family pressure, work stress, self-doubt, disappointment, or pain she cannot easily put into words. And because she loves deeply, she often feels deeply too. A lot of men respond the wrong way when this happens. They say, "What's wrong now?" They get defensive. They get annoyed. They think silence is attitude. But sometimes silence is sadness. Sometimes silence is exhaustion. Sometimes silence is a cry for comfort without saying a single word. You have to learn the difference if you want a healthy relationship. See, when a woman feels safe, she opens up. But when she feels like every emotion will be judged, questioned, or turned into an argument, she starts shutting down. She starts saying less. She keeps her tears to herself. She carries burdens quietly. And many men don't notice it until the distance becomes real. That's why emotional awareness matters. If the woman you love suddenly becomes quiet, slower in her energy, softer in her voice, or distant in her spirit, don't rush to accuse her of changing. Pay attention. Ask yourself what she might be carrying. Think about what she has been giving, handling, and sacrificing lately. A woman can pour into everybody else while running empty herself. Sometimes she doesn't need a lecture. She doesn't need you to solve every problem in 5 minutes. She doesn't need criticism about her mood. Sometimes she simply needs to know she is not alone. Sometimes she needs tenderness. Sometimes she needs patience. Sometimes she needs to feel that the person she loves can recognize pain without needing it explained perfectly. Real love is not just hearing words. Real love is noticing what happens when the words stop. If she becomes quiet, don't ignore it. Don't mock it. Don't make it harder for her to speak. Slow down, be present, and understand that silence can hold a lot of emotion. A wise man learns that when a woman gets quiet, it may be the moment she needs love the most. A lot of people think love is proven by big speeches, expensive gifts, or always having the perfect answer. But let me tell you something real. Sometimes the greatest act of love is knowing when to stop talking and simply offer comfort, especially when it comes to a woman. There will be moments when she is carrying emotions too heavy for words. In those moments, she may not need advice. She may not need solutions. She may not need you to explain life to her. She may just need comfort. Now, many men make the mistake of trying to fix everything immediately. The moment she says she had a hard day, they jump into problem-solving mode. You should have done this. Why didn't you say that? Next time, handle it this way. They mean well, but they miss the emotional need in front of them. She is not always asking for strategy. Sometimes she is asking for safety. Sometimes she is asking to be seen. Sometimes she just wants to feel like someone is with her in the struggle. See, women often carry more than they show. They can be dealing with family stress, work pressure, emotional disappointment, insecurity, exhaustion, and still keep smiling through it all. They can keep giving to everybody around them while quietly running low inside. When she finally slows down or becomes emotional, that is not always weakness. Many times, that is the moment the weight becomes too much to hide. If your first reaction is to analyze her, correct her, or dismiss her feelings, you create distance. She starts believing that every vulnerable moment will become a debate. Then instead of opening her heart, she closes it. Instead of reaching for you, she handles everything alone. That is how emotional walls begin. But a wise man understands timing. He knows there is a difference between helping and comforting. There may be a time later for solutions, planning, and practical steps. But in the middle of pain, comfort comes first, a calm presence comes first, gentle energy comes first. Sometimes sitting beside her matters more than saying anything clever. Comfort can look simple, listening without interrupting, holding her hand, letting her cry without trying to stop it, speaking softly instead of reacting harshly, giving reassurance when life feels uncertain. And yes, sometimes it means pulling her close and letting that hug say what words cannot say. When a woman feels comforted, she feels safe. When she feels safe, she can breathe again. When she can breathe again, she can think clearly, heal, and open up honestly. That is why comfort is powerful. It is not doing nothing. It is doing what is needed most in that moment. Strong relationships are not built because one person always has answers. They are built because both people know how to care for each other when life gets heavy. If she is hurting, don't rush to become her coach. First, become her peace. Don't rush to solve her emotions. First, learn how to honor them. Sometimes the most loving thing a man can do is stop trying to fix everything and simply comfort the woman he loves. A lot of men underestimate the power of a simple hug. They think love has to be expensive, dramatic, or spoken in long speeches. They believe they need the perfect words, the perfect solution, or the perfect moment. But let me tell you something real. Sometimes the most healing thing you can give a woman is not money, not advice, not promises. Sometimes it is a sincere, loving hug. When a woman has been carrying stress all day, her heart and mind can become exhausted. She may have dealt with pressure at work, family responsibilities, disappointment, insecurity, or emotional pain nobody knows about. Many women keep moving even when they are tired inside. They still show up, still give love, still handle responsibilities, still care for others. But that does not mean they are not feeling the weight of life. Now here is where many men get it wrong. They see her mood change and think she is being difficult. They see her quietness and think she is creating distance. They see tears and think something must be wrong with the relationship. Sometimes nothing is wrong with the relationship. Sometimes life is just heavy and she needs a place to release it. A hug can do what arguments cannot do. A hug can calm emotions faster than explanations. A hug can tell her, you are safe here. A hug can say, you don't have to be strong every second. A hug can remind her that she is loved without needing a single sentence. There is power in human connection that many people ignore. When you hold the woman you love with sincerity, you create peace. Her nervous system feels it. Her mind slows down. Her heart feels less alone. That moment can turn stress into relief. It can turn sadness into comfort. It can turn emotional distance into closeness again. Now, I'm not talking about using a hug to avoid serious conversations or to cover disrespect. If trust has been broken, that takes more than affection. If problems need to be addressed, they should be addressed. But in everyday emotional moments, when she is simply overwhelmed, frustrated, or drained, a hug can be exactly what she needs. A wise man learns to read energy, not just words. He notices when a smile is weaker than usual. He notices when her voice sounds tired. He notices when she is doing everything but feeling nothing inside. In those moments, instead of asking 10 questions or getting defensive, he chooses warmth. Many women remember how a man made them feel more than what he said. They remember who gave them peace during stressful times. They remember who made them feel safe when life was chaotic. They remember who knew how to comfort them without making them beg for care. So never think small gestures are small. Love often lives inside simple moments. A real hug given at the right time can heal wounds you cannot see. It can restore connection when tension has grown. It can remind her that she does not have to face life alone. Sometimes the answer is not more words. Sometimes the answer is just hold her close. A lot of people think support in a relationship means paying bills, giving advice, or solving every problem. Those things matter. But emotional support is something deeper. Emotional support is being there for the person you love when life becomes heavy. It is knowing how to respond to pain with care instead of criticism. And let me tell you something important. For many women, emotional support can mean more than anything money can buy. A woman may smile in public and still be hurting in private. She may keep handling responsibilities while feeling exhausted inside. She may continue giving love to everyone around her while quietly feeling empty herself. Many women are strong in ways the world never notices. They carry pressure, disappointment, family stress, insecurities, and emotional wounds while still trying to be everything for everybody. So when she becomes quiet, distant, sensitive, or overwhelmed, that is often a sign she needs support, not judgment. Now, here is where many men make mistakes. They hear emotion and think it is drama. They hear tears and think it is weakness. They see frustration and think she is attacking them. But sometimes what she is really saying is, I need you to understand me. Sometimes what she is asking for is not perfection, but presence. Emotional support starts with listening. Not listening just to reply, but listening to understand. Letting her speak without interruption. Letting her explain what she feels without turning it into a debate. A woman opens her heart when she feels heard. When every feeling gets dismissed, corrected, or minimized, she starts shutting down. Support also means patience. There will be days when she is not at her best. There will be moments when stress changes her mood. There will be times when she cannot explain everything perfectly. Love requires patience in those moments. If you only know how to love someone when they are easy, then you do not yet understand real love. Sometimes emotional support is silence with compassion, sitting beside her, holding her hand, giving her a hug, letting her know she does not have to carry everything alone. Those moments build trust more than long speeches ever could. A wise man understands that he does not have to fix every problem immediately. Some things cannot be solved in one conversation. Some pain just needs comfort first. When she feels supported, she gains strength again. When she feels safe, she can open up honestly. When she feels valued, the relationship becomes stronger. Women often remember how a man treated them during hard times. Anybody can be loving when life is smooth, but the true test of character is how you love someone when they are struggling. Did you become cold, impatient, and defensive? Or did you become calm, caring, and dependable? Real relationships grow when both people become a safe place for each other. If she is hurting, don't rush to judge her emotions. Meet them with kindness. If she is overwhelmed, don't add more weight. Help carry it. Emotional support is not complicated, but it is powerful, and many relationships fail simply because one person needed comfort while the other only offered criticism. A lot of people say they want real love, but real love requires something many people never learn: paying attention. Love is not only about hearing the words someone says. Love is also about noticing the emotions they never speak out loud. Especially when it comes to a woman, pain is not always announced. Sometimes it is hidden behind a smile, buried under responsibilities, or covered by the words, I'm okay. If you only listen to words and ignore everything else, you can miss the moment she needs you most. Many women are taught to keep going no matter how they feel. They continue helping others, handling the home, managing work, caring for family, and showing up for everyone around them. Even while stressed, they keep moving. Even while hurting, they still give love. Because of that, many men assume she is always fine. But strength does not mean she feels nothing. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one silently carrying the most. Now, a wise man learns to notice changes. He notices when her energy becomes low. He notices when her laugh sounds forced. He notices when she talks less than usual. He notices when small things suddenly affect her deeply. He notices when her eyes look tired, even if she says she's okay. These signs matter. They often reveal emotions she may not know how to explain. A lot of men wait for a woman to break down before they start caring. That is too late. Love should not only appear in emergencies. Love should live in everyday awareness. If you care about her, pay attention before the tears come. Notice before the frustration grows into distance. See the weight before it turns into resentment. Real love is observant. It asks, "How are you really doing?" and actually waits for the answer. It notices when she needs rest. It notices when she has been giving too much and receiving too little. It notices when she needs softness instead of pressure. This kind of awareness makes a woman feel valued because it tells her she does not have to scream to be seen. Sometimes a woman does not need a lecture, a solution, or a defense. Sometimes she needs someone to recognize that she is struggling. Sometimes she needs a warm hug, a gentle tone, patience, or simple kindness. Those small responses can mean everything when someone feels emotionally alone. When pain goes unnoticed for too long, people start closing their hearts. They begin to feel invisible in the relationship. They stop sharing because they believe no one is paying attention anyway. That is how love slowly weakens. Not always through betrayal, but through neglect of emotional needs. A strong relationship is built when two people learn each other deeply, learn her patterns, learn her silence, learn the difference between her being fine and her pretending to be fine. Learn when she needs space and when she needs closeness. Love becomes powerful when it is attentive. If she is hurting, she may not always say it directly, but her heart will speak through changes in energy, mood, and silence. The man who truly loves her learns how to listen without words. A lot of people think love is proven through grand gestures, expensive gifts, dramatic promises, or public displays. But let me tell you something real. Some of the strongest moments in love are quiet, simple, and deeply human. Sometimes when a woman is hurting, stressed, overwhelmed, or emotionally tired, the greatest thing you can offer her is not a speech. It is not advice. It is not trying to solve everything in 5 minutes. Sometimes the answer is a hug and allowing love itself to do the healing. Many men make the mistake of believing every emotional moment requires words. They think they must explain, defend, or come up with solutions right away. But emotions are not always logical problems waiting to be fixed. Sometimes feelings need to be felt, acknowledged, and soothed. A woman may not even have the language in that moment to explain exactly what she is carrying. She may only know that life feels heavy, her heart feels tired, and she needs peace. Now understand this clearly. A sincere hug is not a small thing. It can communicate safety when words fail. It can communicate loyalty when doubt creeps in. It can communicate tenderness when the world has been harsh. It can communicate, you don't have to go through this alone. Human touch, when loving and welcome, has power. It calms the body, eases stress, and reminds a person they are connected to someone who cares. When a woman has spent all day being strong, making decisions, handling responsibilities, and carrying emotional pressure, sometimes she does not want to perform strength anymore. She wants one place where she can let go, one place where she does not have to explain every feeling perfectly, one place where she can soften without being judged. If you are the man in her life, that place can be you. A wise man learns timing. There may be a moment later for deeper conversations, practical steps, and solutions. But in the middle of emotional exhaustion, comfort often comes first. If she is quiet, if tears are close, if frustration is heavy in the room, don't rush to challenge her feelings. Don't make everything about logic. Don't turn her vulnerability into a debate. Move with gentleness. Walk over to her, hold her close. Let your presence slow the chaos around her. Let your calm become a shelter. That one moment can change the whole energy between two people. Walls can come down, stress can soften, distance can disappear. Now let me be clear. This is not about ignoring serious issues or pretending problems do not exist. Relationships still need honesty, accountability, and communication. But there are many moments where the real need is emotional care before discussion. If every hard moment becomes interrogation, correction, or criticism, love starts feeling unsafe. If hard moments are met with warmth, trust grows stronger. Women often remember who gave them peace when life was loud. They remember who knew how to comfort them without being asked 10 times. They remember who noticed pain before it turned into anger. They remember who made them feel protected emotionally, not just physically. So if she is carrying something and you can feel it in her silence, her eyes, her tired voice, or her distant energy, don't always search for the perfect sentence. Don't underestimate tenderness. Sometimes the most powerful thing a man can do is hold the woman he loves and let that embrace say everything words cannot. Sometimes love heals best when it speaks without talking.